Valorant is a game of many skills and mechanics, and today we'll be diving into the top 5 basic tips that may help players, whether new or experienced, in your journey to becoming Valorant. Let's dive in. Tip number 5, running and walking. Your movement around the map may seem like a no-brainer, but there are some things that you should know when traversing the maps. When running around with your gun out, you make footstep sounds that your enemies and your teammates can hear. There is a range to these sounds, and you can actually see this range indicated by a white circle on your minimap. This is a huge help when running around the map and trying to be undetectable. Also know that you always move faster with your knife out. Now, let's talk about walking. To walk, you press and hold left shift while you move. When holding left shift, you become slower than running, obviously, but you're completely silent when moving. You'll want to utilize this when sneaking around near enemy players. Just like with running, walking with your knife out makes you move faster, but be careful when you have your knife out because you might just run into a player with their gun out, and you never want to bring a knife to a gunfight. Unless you're feeling a little cheeky.
Quiet now.
Mastering your agent's movement is just as important as aiming.
One enemy remaining.
Tip number 4, pinging. By default, this is set to keybind Z, and it actually has 2 inputs. If you tap Z, you'll create a ping on the map of your screen that displays here, and if you hold Z, you'll bring up a radial menu where you can choose up to 4 messages to display. The 4 pings are caution, on my mark, need support, and watching area. You can also ping from your map. If you hit the M key, you'll open up the map and that will show you map callouts, your teammates, the spike, and other information. To ping from the map, just left click for a here ping or right click to bring up the radial menu with the other commands. Not only can you ping your map, but you can also ping weapons that are on the ground for others to pick up.
Gun here.
The spike can also be pinged, which is useful to show teammates where it is on the map.
Spike here.
Using these pings are important and can provide quick communication that will allow your teammates to see everything that you do. Tip number 3, ultimate and ability sounds.
Nowhere to run.
Every single ability in Valorant creates a sound which can be heard. Ultimates can be heard from literally anywhere when used. Listening to these cues can be key to avoiding deadly situations. Abilities, on the other hand, do not have a global audio range, but can be heard when in proximity. Be aware of these sounds, and your odds of survival will be higher.
Our spike carrier is killed.
Tip number 2, map awareness. Your minimap is a tool of information collecting, and using your minimap is crucial to winning rounds. We'll be breaking the minimap down so you know exactly what to look for with this tip. Enemies show up when seen in real time by all players, so if you're not being pressured, listen for shots and abilities around the map. When you hear those sounds, look up at your map and see what's going on. Do you see the spike? Do you see your teammates and their abilities being used? Are they being pushed back? These are some of the questions to ask yourself when reading the minimap, and being more aware of your minimap will allow you to make the right decision when positioning. Tip number 1, crosshair placement. Your aim means everything, and with a steady hand and proper placement, you'll be out shooting all of your enemies. Placing your crosshair at head level when going around walls and angles will give you an advantage over those who don't. By having your crosshair at this height, you don't have to waste time to correct your aim, which will allow you to frag faster. To do this, imagine a player that is about to be on the other side of an angle or wall and put your crosshair where you expect their head to be at. Then, transfer your crosshair as you move around that angle. Mastering this tactic will take time and practice, but it will ultimately be worth it to become a champion of the battlefield.
One enemy remaining.
Valorant has a lot to offer, and it can be overwhelming for players, but mastering these 5 tips can help players of any skill range improve their game.
One enemy remaining.
With time and practice, you'll be crushing your enemies in no time.